Grand Theft Auto. GTA is the franchise that put Rockstar on the map. It started in 1997 as a top-down game about stealing cars and causing chaos. But everything changed in 2001 with GTA 3, which introduced a 3D open world full of crime, freedom, and mayhem. Vice City and San Andreas raised the bar. Vice City brought 80s neon and synth music, while San Andreas gave players a full state to explore, gang wars, casinos, and all. CJ's story remains one of gaming's most memorable. GTA 4 took a darker turn with Nico Bellic, an immigrant chasing the American dream through a trail of blood and regret. The physics were heavier, the choices more complex. Then came GTA 5. 3 protagonists, a massive online world, and a sharp satire of modern life. Franklin, Michael, and Trevor represented ambition, guilt, and chaos. GTA Online became its own empire, letting players plan heists, run businesses, and ride flying bikes. It's still one of the most profitable games ever. And with GTA 6 on the way, the story isn't over yet. Red Dead. Rockstar's Western saga began with Red Dead Revolver in 2004. It was a gritty shooter inspired by spaghetti westerns, but it was only a taste of what would come next. Red Dead Redemption redefined open-world storytelling. Set in 1911, you play as John Marston, a former outlaw forced by government agents to hunt down his old gang. Along the way, you witness the slow death of the Old West, a world giving way to modernity, law, and corruption. Its ending was one of the most emotional moments in gaming history, a sacrifice that cemented Marston as an all-time great protagonist. In 2018, Red Dead Redemption 2 raised the bar again. Set before the events of the first game, you step into the boots of Arthur Morgan, another member of the Van der Linde gang. Arthur's arc, from loyal enforcer to reflective, dying man, was a masterclass in character development. The world was richly detailed. You could hunt, fish, play poker, or just ride and watch the weather change. Every character felt real. Every mission felt personal. The Red Dead series is Rockstar's most mature work, a meditation on freedom, loyalty, and regret. It's not just about being a cowboy, it's about what you leave behind. Max Payne. Max Payne was Rockstar's first dive into cinematic storytelling. While Remedy developed the original game, Rockstar published it and took over for the sequels. The first game introduced Max, a DEA agent whose wife and baby were murdered, pushing him into a noir-fueled rampage through New York's criminal underworld. It introduced bullet time mechanics heavily inspired by The Matrix, and hard-boiled narration straight out of a pulp novel. Max Payne 2 leaned even harder into the noir. Titled The Fall of Max Payne, it explored his doomed relationship with femme fatale Mona Sachs, and his growing obsession with pain, guilt, and redemption. The slow-motion gunfights remained the highlight, but the story took center stage. Then came Max Payne 3. Set in Brazil, Max is older, bald, addicted to painkillers and alcohol, and drowning in cynicism. The game's style was gritty and fast, with chaotic shootouts and a fragmented narrative that mirrored Max's damaged psyche. It might have lost the comic panels, but it gained cinematic polish and some of the best third-person shooting of the era. Max Payne is a trilogy about a man who loses everything and keeps going, not to win, but because he doesn't know how to stop. Bully. If GTA is about criminal empires, Bully is about surviving school. Released in 2006, it's set at Bulworth Academy, a prep school full of bullies, corrupt teachers, and teenage drama. You play Jimmy Hopkins, a 15-year-old delinquent trying to climb the social ladder and unite the school's rival cliques. Instead of stealing cars, you steal bikes. Instead of shootouts, you have slingshots and stink bombs. The missions range from pulling pranks to exposing conspiracies, all while attending classes and getting detentions. The game poked fun at authority figures and school stereotypes, and underneath the humor was a sharp critique of how adults fail kids. Despite early controversy and calls to ban it, Bully won over critics and fans with its charm, writing, and surprisingly deep gameplay. Over a decade later, players are still hoping for a sequel, and some leaks suggest it almost happened. Manhunt. Manhunt is Rockstar's darkest series. You play as a death row inmate forced to kill on camera for a snuff film director. The game is brutal, with stealth kills involving plastic bags, barbed wire, and shards of glass. It was less about action and more about fear, staying silent, hiding in shadows, and surviving sadistic games. Manhunt 2 followed a new character, Daniel Lamb, a man with amnesia escaping from a mental institution. The sequel leaned into psychological horror, blurring the line between reality and hallucination. The violence was so extreme, it got banned or censored in multiple countries. Both games faced heavy backlash, but that was the point. Manhunt wasn't made to be fun. It was designed to make you uncomfortable, to question why we consume violent media and what it means when we enjoy it. Midnight Club. Before GTA cars had performance stats, Midnight Club let you soup up your ride and race through traffic at 200 miles per hour. The series started in 2000, offering open city street racing across New York and London. Its spiritual successor, Midnight Club 2, introduced bikes and faster-paced arcade handling, but it was Midnight Club 3 DUB edition that really hit the gas. With real-world cars, deep customization, and a banging soundtrack, it felt like Fast and Furious on your console. Midnight Club Los Angeles added day-night cycles, a full map of LA, and refined visuals. It was fast, stylish, and surprisingly deep. The series faded out as Rockstar shifted focus to GTA Online, but fans still want a reboot. Street racing with Rockstar's production values, that's a dream still worth chasing. L.A. Noire. L.A. Noire isn't just a detective game, it's a time capsule. Set in post-World War II, Los Angeles, you play Cole Phelps, a war hero turned LAPD detective. As you climb through the ranks from patrol to homicide to vice, you uncover a web of corruption, drug smuggling, and post-war trauma. The game pioneered facial motion capture, allowing players to read suspects' micro-expressions during interrogations. Did they blink too much? Were they lying? The interrogations were tense, and the line between justice and cover-up grew blurrier with each case. L.A. Noire is slower than most Rockstar games, but that's the point. It's methodical, moody, and full of noir tropes, complete with jazz music, moral ambiguity, and a tragic ending. It's not a thrill ride, it's a slow burn detective tragedy. The Warriors. The Warriors is a hidden gem. Based on the 1979 cult film, it tells the story of a gang trying to survive a citywide manhunt. The game serves as both a prequel and retelling of the movie, expanding on the backstories of each gang member. Gameplay is focused on brawling, throwing punches, smashing heads, and tagging walls. You can mug people, loot stores, or just scrap in alleyways. Each gang you encounter has its own style and personality, from the baseball bat wielding Furies to the flashy hi-hats. It's gritty, stylized, and full of love for the original movie. Released for PlayStation 2 and Xbox, it never got a sequel, but its cult status lives on. It showed that Rockstar could adapt IP without losing their voice. Smuggler's Run and others. Before Rockstar focused entirely on narrative blockbusters, they experimented a lot. Smuggler's Run launched on the PS2 in 2000 and had you delivering illegal cargo across massive off-road environments. It was fast, dirty, and chaotic. Oni was a one-off third-person shooter with anime influences, created in partnership with Bungie. It mixed martial arts and gunplay, and while it wasn't a huge hit, it showed Rockstar's willingness to take risks. And yes, Rockstar Games Presents Table Tennis was real. It was a tech demo for their new Rage engine, but it turned out to be a surprisingly polished and competitive game. It proved that Rockstar could make anything, even ping pong, feel intense. These titles may not have left a legacy like GTA or Red Dead, but they're a reminder of Rockstar's experimental roots.